is the fact that it's compulsory for school kids to always wear some protective hat.
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel where we're checking out a video titled 11 Weird Things I Had Never Seen Before Coming to Australia 2024. So this video is actually from 2024, which is pretty amazing because we're still in 2024. Right, you guys should see this video before 2024 ends, but maybe some of you guys will not, unfortunately. So 2025, welcome. Happy New Year's. Anyways, New Year. It's not New Year's. Good God. Anyways, we're checking out this video right now because, Australia has a lot of weird things. I'm not going to lie to you. I just checked out a video about Chopper, and this guy was very interesting and scary, because I was scared. And also I checked out a video with weird Australian place names. You guys can check out those videos on the channel and show some support to those older videos, whatever. If you have any recommendations, leave those in the comment section down below. Click that link in the pinned comment section. You can recommend videos as soon as possible. You can recommend videos and I'll check them out as soon as possible. Dude, I don't know what the hell is wrong with my brain right now. But either ways, I'm excited about this video. So without further ado, man, let's get into this video.
In this video, we're going to talk about the weirdest things I found in Australia that I had never seen before. Let's get started. The first thing is separate toilets and no bidets. In Australia, many houses are usually this.
Should be happy you even have the idea of a bidet. I ain't never even seen a bidet. Have I ever seen a bidet before? I don't know. But damn it, I ain't grew up with one. Alright? So you should be happy. I don't know where Shorty's from, but in America you ain't seen no damn bidet unless you got that bread.
Signed with the toilets separate from the main bathroom. So basically you have a little room just for the toilet and then a bathroom where you wash your hands, you have the mirror, the shower. And based on my research, historically, this was done for practical reasons, to allow one person to use the toilet while another uses the bathroom, etc. And another reason, of course, is hygiene.
Screw the hygiene. We don't give a damn about hygiene right now. Practicality. Damn it. Let's be freaking honest with ourselves here, man. It's impossible that you grew up with a mom and a dad, and you probably have about 3, 4, 5 siblings, whatever. You could just have one sibling. It doesn't matter. And you've not been in a situation where it's like, and I'm talking about you don't have multiple bathrooms, because my parents' home, right, at one point before we had a different home, when we had a home when I was younger, we only had one bathroom at the time. But the new home that we had when I was a teen, we had 2 bathrooms. But scrap the freaking 2 bathroom. We're talking about the one right now. You grow up, I'm so sure you've had moments where you want to actually have a shower or you want to use the bathroom or something, but somebody's occupying it. Dude, this is practicality at its best, dude. I've never ever thought about this before. But if I ever have the opportunity to make a house, it's going to be like this. It's absolutely going to be like this, where the toilet is separated. Absolutely.
And privacy. And again, this is something super surprising because in my country, I'm originally from Buenos Aires, Argentina, and in my country, separate toilets don't exist. So when I first came here, especially I was living in a share house, and yeah, I found it very interesting, but at the same time, again, very practical, especially if you're living in a house with a lot of people, perhaps a big family with...
There's no way this is Australia. Dude, what the hell? This looks like a little LA vibe going on. Like, wow, okay, Australia, okay.
Children, you don't have to wait for your turn to use the toilet. You just can go and then another person can have a shower in the separate bathroom. And another thing in relation to this, in relation to bathrooms and toilets, and this is something that I had first seen in the US, and then when I came to Australia again, it surprised me because it's not usual here either. It's bidets, or we call them bidet. Yeah, that was another...
Your first time seeing a bidet was in the United States. You're lucky. She's lucky. What the hell? I'd imagine she'd be like, I saw it in the UK or something like that. But the first time you saw a bidet was in the US.
Huge difference. In my country, Argentina, bidets are basically an essential part of the bathroom. And in many European countries, this is the case as well. But yeah, in Australia...
Wait, hold on. Wait.
Huge difference.
I think I misunderstood what she was saying. I think I misunderstood, because now it seems as if she's saying bidets were not in the US, which we would be in agreement. But I thought she was saying that she first saw her first bidet in the United States. Wow, okay, hold on.
Here either. It's bidets, or we call them bidet. Yeah, that was another huge difference. In my country, Argentina, bidets are basically an essential part of the bathroom. And in many European countries, this is the case as well. But yeah, in Australia, they don't exist. And I remember I was so surprised that I told my friends about it. And they were like, oh, that's disgusting. How come they don't have bidets? Then I told my Aussie friends about the bidets. And they find disgusting the fact that we have bidets as well. So it's a very interesting cultural...
Yeah, we liked it, Australia. We liked it. We liked it. Listen, I don't have anything against a bidet, you know, like I'm a chill guy, okay? Everybody can do whatever the hell they want. I'm not your boss. I don't tell you what to do. You do what you want to do, okay? It's your freaking life. You're gonna die one day. I'm gonna die too. Guess what? Live, okay? So I'm not gonna have an issue with it. That's just being real. But I never grew up with a bidet, so I'm going to fit easier in a culture that does not, you know, force bidet onto you, I guess. So yeah.
Difference, and yeah, I don't know, it's something that caught my attention. The second thing that I found very weird is Vegemite. Aussies love their Vegemite, and again, this is one of the weirdest things that I've come across. And if you don't know what it is, this is a spread that is made of brewer's yeast extract, a byproduct of beer manufacturing, that you can put on a piece of toast, crackers, sandwiches. And I remember the first time that I tried Vegemite. It wasn't actually here in Australia, but it was 1 year before coming here. I was studying English with an Aussie teacher, and I remember that he brought Vegemite for me to try. And at the beginning, when I looked at it, I hadn't tried it yet. When I looked at it, I thought it was yummy because it reminded me of chocolate, right? Like if you see the color of Vegemite, it looks like Nutella. And then, of course, I gave it a try. He put it on a piece of toast. Basically, you have just to put a bit of butter, then a bit of Vegemite. And I tried it, and yeah, my face, it was basically lemon face. It was the weirdest thing that I had ever tried in my life. Now I like it. I don't eat it every day, but I do live with my Aussie partner, and Vegemite is an essential item in the house, in the fridge. And to give you an idea, it basically tastes very salty, kind of bitter as well. And an interesting fact as well is that Vegemite apparently was born in the 1920s in Melbourne, and it was an attempt to replicate the British Marmite, which I haven't tried. Please don't troll me, because when I read this interesting fact to my partner, he got very offended. So please don't blame it on me. This is on the internet. I don't know whether it is true or not. You can, leave a comment below and tell me what you think. Another thing that caught my attention.
I mean, I think humans really like bitter, you know, like we don't like bitter, but we like bitter, right? We don't like gross, but we like gross. Humans, we're complicated. It's that simple. We're complicated. It's just, you know, we're complicated. So I do understand why she would like it and at the same time not like it, you know, in the past, but do you guys like it?
Attention when I first came to Australia is the fact that alcohol is sold separately. So you won't find alcohol in supermarkets. I remember the first time that I went to a supermarket to get a bottle of wine, and I spent at least 30 minutes going around just looking for the alcohol section, right? And I couldn't find it, and until I asked, and of course I realized that there was a bottle shop outside. Apparently this is a measure that they've taken to limit excessive alcohol drinking. As I've said in other videos, Australia is known for having a strong drinking culture, and that's why there are high taxes on alcohol.
I've always heard this, that this country has high drinking culture and so on and so forth. Governments trying to do this and do that. I never quite understand, because I hear it about every single country, like literally. So I don't know, like, do humans actually drink that much? But I don't know, like, do you drink? Let me know what you drink. If you drink beer, you drink wine, let me know. It's a positive place. We all have our moments, you know. And even in the Bible, they talk about drinking, bro. Like, I ain't even gonna lie to you. Even the Bible, it's there. So, you know, I'm not gonna hate on nobody because they drink, you know. But obviously, we know that we gotta control that consumption, because sometimes it can affect us in the long run. But like I said, we're humans.
Alcohol, and also it seems that that's the reason why they have separate bottle shops. Whereas in my country, in Argentina, as well as in many European countries, when you go to the supermarket, you'll always find the alcohol section right in there. We don't have separate bottle shops, so that's an interesting difference and something that now I've gotten used to it, but yeah, it's still a bit, I don't know, weird. Again, another thing that caught my attention when I first came to Australia is the fact that Australians place stuff that they don't want on the street outside their home. And this practice is called hard rubbish collection. And most of these items are usually pieces of furniture or appliances that people put outside their homes for other people to come and pick them up, or for a truck to pick it up. So it's very interesting, and to be honest, many of these items are usually in really good shape. I know many people who basically make a living out of that. They go and collect, I don't know, a couch that perhaps is in good condition or just a bit dirty. They clean it up or they refurbish it, and then they sell it on Facebook Marketplace, and they made a lot of money. So yeah, perhaps it's a good business idea if you want to explore that. Another thing that I found very surprising when I first came to Australia,
That's pretty generous. I like that.
the fact that there are very, very hefty fines for putting your feet on public transport seats. And these fines actually go up to 288 Australian dollars. It's insane. And of course, it makes sense.
Placing your feet, that's crazy. Like in America, everybody throw up feet on the bus and everything. Like, no respect for the vehicle, to be honest. But to fine somebody 288, it's a serious fine. So they really don't want you to be doing that.
Right? I don't think anywhere in the world it's polite or respectful to put your feet on the seat, right? On the public transport seat where other people are going to sit. It's basic good manners. But I had never seen that they actually fine you for that, and such, again, hefty fines. So yeah, that's something that caught my attention. Housewarming parties. Now, I remember the first time that I was invited to a gathering here in Australia, and that was actually a housewarming party. And I remember when I got that invitation, I was a bit confused because I was like, what is a housewarming party? I had to Google it, right? And I'm sure that housewarming parties are very normal in many countries, but at least not in mine. So again, for me, this was weird. And if you don't know what a housewarming party is, let me explain very quickly. This is basically a tradition where you invite your friends to come see your new home. Basically, when you move to a new house, you have a gathering with drinks, finger food, etc., and you show your friends your new place. That's basically it. I feel that it's an excuse to just have a gathering and drink with your mates, and that's perfectly fine.
I mean, you'll do that in the US too.
Love housewarming parties, so much so that in my previous place, back in 2019, before the pandemic, I hosted a onesie housewarming party. We were 35 adults, all wearing onesies and having snacks, chatting, playing games. It was super fun, and since then I love housewarming parties. So it was a pleasant surprise. Okay, let's talk about the healthcare system and doctors in Australia, because this is something that as well, it really surprised me when I first came here. To be honest, I was a bit confused. Now, if you want to know about the healthcare system in Australia, I have a whole dedicated video about it. I think it's going to make your life easier. Now, in my country, in Argentina, and I know many European countries are exactly the same, when you have an ailment, when you're feeling sick, perhaps you have a tummy issue, you usually go to the specialist directly. You go to the gastroenterologist, right? That's the case in my country. Whereas here in Australia, your first point of contact is your GP, your general practitioner. Basically, a doctor that does general practice, and they're not a specialist, but they do everything. It's general medicine. And then perhaps they're going to give you a prescription, refer you for x-rays, etc. Now, if your tummy ache gets worse over time and the issue doesn't get resolved, then your GP is going to refer you to a specialist. But your first point of contact here in Australia is a GP. Another example, if you have to go to the gynecologist.
I personally agree with this. Why? Because the reality is you don't want to waste the time of the specialist, like I'm having some issues, you don't want to send me, like if I'm not having dramatic issues, there's absolutely no reasons for me to see a specialist, in my humble opinion. So I do understand.
And have a pap smear. Here in Australia, again, you go to your GP first. Whereas in my country, you usually go to the gynecologist first, and you're going to have your own gynecologist, your specialist, and you have all the tests. The gynecologist does everything for you. Whereas here in Australia, you are going to go to the GP or a nurse, perhaps, and they're going to do that for you. Something interesting, again, a huge difference. Again, another thing that really surprised me when I first came to Australia was Australian football or footy or Aussie rules or or yeah, it has so many names, AFL. Anyway, I remember the first time I was here, I got my apartment, I turned the TV on and there was a footy match going on. For me, it was a big surprise. To be honest, at the time I hadn't even heard about footy. Yeah, it was a mix of rugby and soccer, but I wasn't really sure what was going on. It's basically neither. It's just a unique sport, very unique again to Australia, and Aussies love it, especially here in Melbourne. Most of my Australian colleagues as well, they're super fans of Collingwood, Richmond, Essendon. It's very interesting. I've been to 2 footy matches. What I really liked is the family environment. It's very family oriented. Rivals can sit next to each other. There's no aggression. Well, at least in my opinion, when I compare it to the Argentinian team or...
Oh, no. I just remember you Argentinian. No, they violent over there. They take their shit to another level. Soccer is too crazy in Argentina, bro. Like Argentina, Brazil, yeah, shit gets sticky. But in places like Europe, some European countries actually take soccer very serious as well, and they'll fight. You know, whether like you'll see the videos on YouTube, ultras or something like that. Yes, it's real intense, but it's good when you can actually have a family, you know, and you know just chill and just support whoever you support.
To England, they're much more, yeah, it's another kind of passion if you want. But here in Australia, it's more family oriented, and that's something that, yeah, I really appreciate and I do like. Another thing that surprised me about Australia is the fact that it's compulsory for school kids to always wear sun protective hats outside.
What?
Of course, the reason for this is that Australia has some of the highest UV levels in the world. So it's a measure, again, that for me was surprising because when I was in school, I didn't have to wear a hat. It wasn't compulsory, but at the same time, yeah, it makes complete sense. So it's actually really, really good. And another thing in relation to the Australian school dress code, if you want, is the fact that school kids have to carry very big bags. So you see the little 7-year-old carrying a bag that is almost bigger than them. And I don't know, it's weird. In my uneducated opinion, and I'm not a health professional, I'm not a chiropractor, so I'm not sure. But in my opinion, carrying a lot of weight at that age probably poses some kind of risk for the kid's posture. I'm not sure. You can leave a comment if you know more about this. Growing up, in my case, all kids have the wheelie bags. We basically used that. So yeah, that was another thing that I found weird, surprising. I don't know if it's good or bad, but it's interesting, I guess. Okay, another thing that I think it's weird, surprising, is the unique wildlife here in Australia. Of course, before coming here, you always hear about the kangaroos and the koalas, and these are very unique animals indeed. I don't think there are animals like these marsupials anywhere else in the world. But something that not many people know, and I include myself when I first came here, is that
the worst thing came to my head just now, bro. Like, hold on, run that back. Let me show y'all. Like, the car is pulling up, right? There's a stop sign right there. Hold on, where y'all drive on? Oh yeah, y'all drive on the same side of the road like me. And the freaking stop sign is there, and the kangaroo just gets up like, yo, what's up? You don't see the stop sign? Stop. Right? And then look, once the car stopped, then the kangaroo was like, all right, now I'll go.
But something that not many people know,
car
and I
stops,
myself when I first
then
came
he
here,
goes.
is that there are many more unique animals beyond the kangaroo and the koala. There are wallabies, quokkas, wombats. So every time I go hiking and every time I come across one of these animals, I find it very fascinating. It kind of tells you about the unique geography and diversity in Australia. I know that the quokkas are unique, for example, to Western Australia. So yeah, it's very interesting. And to be honest, even when I see a kangaroo or a wallaby, I still get very excited. Even again, after so many years of living here, yeah, it's fascinating and it's very, very unique. Another thing that really surprised me about Australia, and perhaps it shouldn't have, considering how important the beach lifestyle is for this country, is that they have a beach safety education program called NIPERS. This is basically a program where kids as young as 5 years old learn about beach safety and rescue techniques. So if you're at the beach...
Australia cares a lot about its future, dog, with the safety, because y'all had the song Dumb Ways to Die, and people were telling me about, like, there's so many more other versions. Yes, because I read not all the comments. I was going to say I read all the comments. I don't read all the comments, but most of the comments that I see, I try my best to get a response in on them, like most of them, literally.
any coastal town in Australia, usually in the morning during weekends, you are probably going to come across all these kids being trained for the NIPERS program, basically being trained on life-saving techniques and, as I said, beach safety, etc. So yeah, it's something that I would have loved to be able to have when growing up. I find it amazing, and of course, again, this reflects the importance of knowing how to swim. Here in Australia, that's super important. That's the one skill that you do need to learn if you're seeking that beach lifestyle, I guess. So those are the things that I find interesting. So
these were very interesting things about Australia. Number one probably stood out the most with the toilet. Like, it was two things. She gave it as one, but it was really two things because the bidets. You guys don't use bidets, which is amazing. I'm not going to say it's amazing or it's not amazing, okay? I just didn't grow up with a bidet either. And the toilet being separated is legendary, freaking amazing, great idea. And I think a lot of countries should adapt to that pattern when making a house. It's very smart. But either ways, guys, thank you for watching this video. I'm out of here. Peace.